shampoos are one of the most drying, stripping, ingredient-wise poisonous to the scalp and body system product that we use. Get rid of it, switch to something more natural.
And as a toxicologist, was there anything that you needed to relearn or re-understand based on your training that you've discovered wasn't true?
I had to relearn almost everything because as a scientist, I was trained as a toxicologist day one to follow the path that and the belief that the dose makes the poison, that the more you're exposed to a chemical, the more severe the outcome. And that's not always true.
Speak like you love yourself. Think like you love yourself. Eat like you love yourself. And care for your natural hair like you love yourself.
Using these commercial products with the toxins that they have in them, think of it like poisoning the soil of the crops that you're growing. And so when it comes to our hair, your scalp is the soil and the hair is the crop. And so if you're using highly synthetic products that have chemicals in it as your fertilizer, your cleanser, then your soil is poisoned and so is your crop. Your crop is not going to be as vibrant and strong and healthy as it could be if you were using all natural organic soil that does nothing but nurture and give the scalp or populate the soil with everything that it needs.
You've got hair that is in afro coils. Do not touch anything that says shampoo ever again. Don't put it on your hair. Shampoo and your afro coils do not mix. Shampoos were developed for Caucasian hair.
Okay, so I'm doing a little voiceover here. So the words are not gonna match my lips because I'm at home looking crazy and I didn't want to push out any further getting this video to y'all. So stay with me. The sister in the previous clip is absolutely positively correct about shampoo being very damaging for our hair and really not developed for us. And so what I'm going to be demonstrating for y'all on the upcoming slides is that not only were these things not developed for us, but they also contain very harmful ingredients that are not only poisoning our scalp and breaking down our hair, but also harming our overall health, okay? And so these health harms and this scalp and hair damage are not just limited to us. If these folks want to poison themselves or want to poison their own people, let them have at it. We no longer need to participate in this. We can remove ourselves from this at any time. And we should, because none of it is good. I have people experiencing, dry skin, dry scalp, shrinking of the hair follicles, breakage of the hair, again, poisoning of the body system, the organs of the body system, disruption of the hormones, neurotoxicity, the list goes on. So these slides that we're about to look at, I've pulled some of the most toxic ingredients that you're going to find in a lot of shampoo. No matter who's making the shampoo, these are some of the cleansing agents, the fragrance agents, and some of the cleansing agent companions that are usually present to make the shampoo perform better. I want you all to notice the health risks associated with all of these with all of these ingredients. Just go ahead and take a look. We don't need any of this. It's not good for us. Again, it's not best and highest for our overall hair care. And The better place to be if you want to use something that suds would be an all natural Castile soap, an all natural black soap, an all natural soapberry or shishkai based soap. There's so many options.
I was doing some research and I looked at Harvard Health, and it said 50% of products advertised to Black women contain endocrine disruptors, which are those disruptors that are going to impact their hormones, increase their chance of things like cancer, infertility, etc., compared to roughly 7% that are advertised to white women. And these endocrine disruptors can impact fertility and increase their chance of getting cancer. Why is that? Why is that the case?
I think it has to do a lot with the types of products that certain demographics would gravitate towards. So depending on your hair type, what kind of products you might need, there really is no explanation to why these toxic chemicals are in those products in particular in such high numbers. That's really the problem, is why is it more prevalent for those populations than others? And I think this is an ongoing societal issue of environmental injustice and, to a certain extent, environmental racism.
It really is. Yeah, you said it's a form of racism, and it's a form of sort of environmental injustice. Are people aware of this?
I don't think so. I think the vast majority of people are entirely unaware of this, and studies show it. There are studies showing that the earlier you start using cosmetic products, the higher your chance of coming down with breast cancer. And the people who had the highest prevalence were African American females. So I think it's a combination of the fact that there is some level of racism, environmental injustice, but also a cultural and societal preference for certain products.
So Black women are at the highest risk of getting breast cancer under the age of 40?
Yes.
So this video I'm just going to dedicate to how you can make 2 products at home, very easy, that take care of your care routine, right? One is a shampoo. So, and I'm going to keep this super, super simple. Like, I have recipes in my ebook, but this one, I'm going to tell you how to go out and find you some Castile soap, some pure Castile soap. If it has scent, it needs to be essential oils, no synthetic fragrance. Synthetic fragrance is one of the major toxins that contributes to organ and reproductive toxicity, neurotoxicity. That just means, it adversely affects how your brain functions and your nerves function. Endocrine disruption disrupts your hormones. Can be a lung irritant, skin irritant, and even has links to certain cancers. So synthetic fragrance is really, really bad, y'all. So I'm going to tell you to go out again and find some all natural Castile soap, liquid Castile soap. We're going to keep this easy. You want 2 parts soap to 1 part water, okay? And then you can add in essential oils of your choice. I'm going to tell you no more than 25 drops of essential oil per 8 ounce of shampoo or substance, okay? And some essential oils that I'll recommend that are really, really good for hair growth and scalp care are going to be rosemary. They're going to be clove. It's going to be peppermint. Basil is really good. Even oregano, but like I say, observe the ratios that I'm telling you, because if you do more than that, you may find yourself with the irritation. So, and then if you like flowers, geranium is really, really good. Not only because it's so aromatic, but it also has some really, really, really great benefits for the scalp and the hair. Lavender is always lovely. Lang Lang, okay? So that's how to make your shampoo. Castile soap, 2 part soap, 1 part water, no more than 25 drops per 8 ounce of shampoo, okay? Hopefully you guys have found it helpful. Of course I have. more recipes in my ebook that will allow you to never purchase another store-bought product again if that is your desire. I got, you know, everything from cleansers to conditioners to, you know, hair and body oils, masks, you know, you name it, it's in there. So I'll link that in the description, and hope that this is helpful for those of you out there watching that want to embark upon a holistic care journey and just don't know where to start. Start with your shampoo, start with your conditioner. Shampoos are one of the most drying, stripping, ingredient-wise poisonous to the scalp and body system product that we use. Get rid of it. Switch to something more natural, something that's going to cleanse your hair but not cause you health problems.
Something quite startling that I read when I was going through all of your work is that beauty and hair products marketed to Black women often contain the most toxic ingredients.
Yes, that is known as environmental injustice. So that's one of the, I would say, the most tragic circumstances that we're facing as a society, is that the people who are exposed to the most amount of toxins are low-income people and people in ethnic groups. And so some of these products that are marketed specifically to Black girls contain some of the worst ingredients I have ever seen. And I think it should be outlawed. Like you said, the fragrances, the endocrine disruptors, these harsh detergents, some formaldehyde releasers. Formaldehyde's a human carcinogen. What place does it have in a beauty and personal care product? It doesn't. It needs to be removed. There needs to be better regulations and better protection for vulnerable populations.
And as a toxicologist, was there anything that you needed to relearn or re-understand based on your training that you've discovered wasn't true?
I had to relearn almost everything because as a scientist, I was trained as a toxicologist day one to follow the path that and the belief that the dose makes the poison, that the more you're exposed to a chemical, the more severe the outcome. And that's not always true.
Mother Nature has always given us everything that we've needed to be healthy and thrive, from our hair down to our toes. Our hair is just as living as our skin. Y'all can debate about it in the comments if you want, but it can heal. It can it can heal, just like our scalp can heal, just like our skin can heal, just like our body can heal if we give it the right things.